Good. This is an important part of this chapter, attachment. And basically attachment is that strong emotional bond that you have between the infant and the parent or the primary caregiver, whoever is that central figure. And that is going to be one of the strongest relationships that you'll have in your life. So by about 7 months, children have identified one particular person as that sole attachment figure where they go to for, let's say, a haven of comfort or security or stability. It's usually the mothers at first, because the mother is usually the one who is there, 24/7, and usually the one who is feeding them. In the case of breastfeeding, it would be the one who is feeding them. And then, of course, to fathers. Not that fathers aren't important, not at all. Just that fathers have a different role. Fathers are more fun. Fathers are the rough and tumble kind of push the limits, whereas mothers tend to be more that, strict the rules and how to do things correctly and all about safety. And fathers, again, are more about, having fun and person that you can, have that different aspect of life. But both are, important. So one of the things about Harry Harlow was he had this lab. And the lab was basically full of these baby monkeys, and he was doing research on different aspects of not so much on attachment. This happened serendipitously. And what happened was, all of a sudden the monkeys started to get really upset when their blankets were being taken away from them for laundering. So the maids would come into the lab, or the cleaning staff would come into the lab, I think it was a hotel, they would come into the lab, take the blankets out of the cages and launder them. And during this time, the monkeys were absolutely hysterical, jumping up and down, frantic, couldn't console them. They didn't know what was going on. So Harlow decided to look into this further. And up until this time, developmental psychologists strictly believed that attachment was toward, the hand that feeds you. That old adage, don't ever bite the hand that feeds you. So they were more accustomed or more attached to the primary caregiver because that person was the person for nourishment, for nurturing, right? In this case, for survival, for food. But Harry Harlow decided he was going to check something out. Maybe it was all about comfort, because the monkeys, once they got their blankets back, became very happy again. They were consoled. They were calmed down. They were touching the blanket and putting it up to their cheek. So he decided he was going to do this experiment. And what he was going to do was pit comfort against nourishment and find out what was more important. Did you go to, let's say, a mother because of the comfort she provides, so the warmth of the skin, the heartbeat, again, that close physical contact, or was it because it was the person that fed you? So he came up with 2 surrogate monkeys. And these, of course, were built, right? These aren't real. These were built monkeys. And one of them was made of wire. It had, however, a bottle full of milk, so it could feed the baby monkeys. The other surrogate mother was a monkey as well, but it was a wire, but it was covered in cloth. So soft, nice to the touch, fluffy cloth. But it had no food, no bottle at all. So he wanted to find out what mother would the monkey go to when they were fearful, so terrified. Would they run to the mother that would feed them for comfort, or would they run to the mother who was providing physical contact?